Hi, this is Mike with Motorrad Audio, and this video is going to get into the installation of our rear armrest 6.5-inch pods. So those of you with a GTL, GT with a top case, and you're looking to add rear speakers, but they will not go onto the top case because you're equipped with the armrests, these pods are going to be the ones for you. So we'll get into a quick unboxing of what comes with the kit, and then we'll get into the installation. So let's go. Okay, so what comes in the kit is naturally the speaker pods themselves, a wire harness that'll run from the pod to the existing harness that's been run through the bike. You'll have a 4mm Allen wrench with an extended shank and a ball tip on it. This will make the installation simpler of putting the armrest back on the bike with some tight quarters, so we wanted to make sure that you had the right tool for that. You'll have some number 10 screws, nuts, bolts, that sort of thing, with some fender washers for mounting the pod. You'll have 4 screws for actually mounting the speaker itself. You'll have some butyl rubber that's made for sealing the hole that this wire goes through after you've done the installation. We'll throw some extra connectors in here, which we'll get into it during the installation part as to why we have those in there. You'll have the speaker grill itself. This pops apart, and then the speaker mounts through the ring, and this snaps back on the front of it when you're done. And then one thing that is not shown here is there will be a gasket that adheres to the pod itself right here to go between the two pieces. We had already stuck it on this one when we were prototyping, and that adhesive doesn't really come back off, so we just left it on there. But that's not something you'll install until later in the installation. From a tool standpoint, it's pretty simple because this is actually the easiest pod install that we have of our entire lineup. You've got a 3/8 inch or 10mm socket. Should you be able to find a 10mm, we know how those can go missing. Phillips head screwdriver, Sharpie, some electrical tape for one of the connections. You'll need a couple drill bits and a drill, so you'll have a 15/64 is what we have here. Anything in that general vicinity should get the job done. And a 7/16. Again, anything in that immediate area should work fine. If you have a step bit that goes through multiple steps, you'll probably just be able to use that one bit and take care of everything. And then, not required but certainly helpful, would be some masking tape to tape a couple sections of the pod to make sure you don't inadvertently scratch it when you're putting it back on the bike. So that's basically it, and we'll get to the install. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and remove this bag. Should say everything about this installation is exactly the same on the other side. There is no difference between the two at all. So we're going to go ahead and remove this plastic cover. That's where your 4mm will come in. You don't necessarily have to use ours. If you want to zing them out with a drill or something, you certainly can. It's just the reinstallation that we suggest using this. These armrests that the gentleman has on this bike are an aftermarket armrest. We have to make assumptions that they are all the same. But on this particular one, the screw in the top is different than the bottom screw. There's different threads, different lengths, everything about it. So do keep an eye on that to make sure you don't attempt to put the wrong screw back in the wrong place and end up cross-threading something. So once you have this off, we'll take that and put it to the pod and actually mark where our holes are going to go. So we'll move on to that. In this step, we're going to be mating our cover pod here, or cover panel here, to our pod. You don't want to have this gasket put on yet because that will interfere with things at this stage. So just leave that off until later in the process. But you'll want to mate this up without that gasket. It'll fit nice and snug there. And you're going to be marking your holes through here with the Sharpie. In this particular case, because we put the gasket on, one of the holes the Sharpie will not quite reach. So we're going to go ahead and mark the ones that it does reach, and then I'll just have to scratch the leftover one to mark that spot. So you'll drop your Sharpie into the hole, wiggle it around a bunch, try and get a good marking. And then on my other hole, I'm going to use a pick tool to scratch that up good to mark my location. So once you've got that, your pod is off, you've got your larger hole and your 3 other mounting holes. So pretty straightforward, either using a step bit or those 2 drill bits that we mentioned before. You'll want to go ahead and drill these holes out. Okay, so once you have those drilled out, you'll want to do a quick test fit. Grab your hardware, make sure everything lines up, or you can take your drill bit, although, well, drill bit's a little bit different size. So make sure your holes are all in the right places and pass through. If not, you can widen your holes up a little bit. The holes that are in this panel are not very critical because you're going to have those huge fender washers here to distribute some of the pressure point there, and then your wires are going to be passing through the longer hole. So now that we've got that done, you could go ahead and stick the gasket on here because you're done with marking your holes, and that'll be pretty obvious because it will be lasered out to fit with all of the contours to it. So you just center that up and stick it right on there and you're good to go. So now we're going to take our number 10s and mount this to the actual pod itself. So you're going to have your large fender washers that you'll use from the side of the panel. So push these through. And then on the inside, you'll have your smaller washers and your lock nuts that you'll hand thread on there until they stop. And now you'll grab your 10mm and your Phillips. No need to go super tight with those, but good and snug. And now you're mounted to the plastic panel here with your wire hole there for the next step of the installation. So now we will move on to the bike. Okay, so the next step is going to be running your wire through. So you'll have your previously run harnesses from our kit that have the plugs back here for running the rear speakers. Depending on how big of a hole was cut during the installation of the armrests will dictate whether you need those extra connectors we supplied. These should fish through with no problem at all, but if somebody happened to have made the holes super precise and there's not a lot of gap, you could always cut these off and then recrimp the ones we sent with it. Since we don't really know who did the installation and how, we just wanted to give those to you just in case. But it'll be a very, very easy fish from here to there by hand, and then your wires will come up along this bar, and as you can see, there's a groove right here that the wires will come right through. You'll probably leave 6 or 7 inches worth of wire here to go inside of the pod and give you stuff to work with, and then your other end will plug right in with no issues. So we'll get to doing that real quick and then mount the pod. Okay, so now that our wires are here, we'll go ahead and halfway put the pod on because you'll need to fish these through the holes before putting it on there. So you do want to get your screws and your tool handy and close by because it's a little bit of a challenge with just 2 hands to be able to handle this portion. Okay, so we'll take our pod, go ahead and throw a piece of tape on the top and the bottom just to cover where you're going into with these screws, and fish your wires one at a time through the hole that's there for those. And go ahead and get to mounting it back. Just get that one loose so you still have a little bit of wiggle room for your bottom too. Okay, so those are good and tight. You can remove your tape and your pod is mounted. The one thing we don't know, because we have not had these out in the field for an extended period of time, is whether you would want to use any Loctite on these screws. So I would kind of periodically, after you've done some rides, check the tightness of these, make sure those screws aren't something that wiggle out with that extra weight on it, and maybe throw some Loctite on there. But obviously if you can get away without putting Loctite on it, that would certainly be a lot easier to remove later. Okay, so before installing your speaker, you'll take that butyl rubber and pack it right around that hole there, just in case some water were to try and drip in there. It's certainly not going to hurt anything, but since there's nowhere for the water to go, you do want to kind of keep it out. So just pack that butyl rubber into that hole to kind of seal that up for you. And then we'll add, on this particular set, we have separate crossovers that come with the speaker, so we'll get to adding those and mounting the speaker, and then technically we'll be done. So in this case, we're installing the Kappa 6.5 inch. So they have this crossover that comes with it that filters the sound going to the speaker to make sure each speaker in the set is playing the appropriate range of frequencies. So you have an input section here with a positive and a negative. You'll pull this little rubber cover off of the one. The smaller terminal is actually the positive. That's a Harley-Davidson thing, and since these were designed for Harley-Davidson, they're set up that way. So it's a little counterintuitive to other speakers you may have worked with in the past. So your smaller terminal is going to be your positive and your larger terminal is going to be your negative. So you'll simply plug these into the connectors. This one may take a little more work because the rubber sleeve that's around it. The rubber sleeve on this one, because of the size of the connector, doesn't just yank off. If you want to cut it off, you can, but it will fit over top of that connector. And then take your electrical tape and just tape each of those separately, just to make sure there's no way the speaker wire could back out, or there's no way that the one that you've exposed a little bit of there could contact something else that would somehow short it out or something to that effect. So nothing fancy here, just a wrap of wire around each one. And you're good to go there. So you can feed your crossover up into here, and now you have 4 terminals, 2 that are for the tweeter and 2 that are for the mid-range, but they're both on the speaker and they have individual sizes to show exactly which one plugs into where, so you can't really plug those in wrong. So you'll want to put the speaker through the grill ring, line up your holes, and then plug your leads onto there. And I didn't mention before, but you do want to have your screws handy so you can mount this on there. So I'm gonna have to pause the video real quick and grab those because I did not do that. So now we have our speaker connected. Tuck it back in the hole. Drop it into the position that you want it to be in. It's kind of a hard angle while having the camera in the way, but want to just start each of these screws with your fingers to make sure they're threaded properly before hitting them with anything else. There are nuts that are inserted into the pods. They are fusered into place, so they are quite solid, but you wouldn't want to use like power tools or anything to crank these down, because if you were to somehow manage to break loose the nut in there, it's going to be quite the pain to get out. But you'd have to torque it pretty hard to do such a thing, so it shouldn't be too much of a concern. Once you've got each of those started with your fingertips, grab your screwdriver, get them down close to snug, but not quite, where there's still a little bit of wiggle room to things. Because before you tighten these down, you're going to want to make sure your grill is centered. Make sure your speaker is centered inside of the grill, because your grill needs to snap in here, and you don't want the speaker, if it's off center, kind of blocking that grill going in. So if you have difficulty getting the grill to snap all the way into place, that's probably what it is, and you'll just need to loosen these up a little bit to do that. But snug those down by hand. And your speaker is installed. Now all you have to do is snap your grill in the front of it. The grill has these tabs that will fit quite tightly, so you will have to kind of work your way around the grill and simultaneously be holding certain tabs in until you get all of them to drop into that place. And then that snaps in and you're done. All you're gonna have to do from this point is wire tie your wire that you ran along here, throw a couple wire ties on that beam right there to hold that in place, and then come in here and plug this in. This is the left side, so your tab will be labeled right and left for you. Plug that in and you're done.